I wanna see you smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today.
Hey, welcome to Studio 13 Live. Thank you so much for being here with us today. We're so excited to have you. I'm Carly Henderson.
And I'm Fabian Garcia. And yes, we love that you're hanging out with us on a Monday. But I got to tell you, I had the tale of two weekends this weekend. Yes, I was just on it on Saturday. I mean, I had a great workout. I cleaned my whole house. I even went out and we were social. It was super fun. And then Sunday, I like didn't move from my couch. There is like a groove in there now.
I feel like I need to have a good mix of that as well. It was so fun seeing you on the weekend.
I know.
We went to a comedy show, so we saw our guest last week, Andy Haynes, and I haven't been to a lot of stand-up shows since the pandemic, so it was so fun just to be collectively laughing with so many people. That was a blast. But I'm with you. I feel like every weekend you need a day to be productive, you need a day to be social, and then you need a day to kind of just lay around too. So we need 3-day weekends.
I was going to say, that sounds like 3 days.
It's math. It's just math. We need 3-day weekends.
I love it.
All right. Well, we're starting the day with a little bit of sad news. So Lisa Loring, who is the original Wednesday Addams, passed away at the age of 64. She took the now iconic character, who originally started as a newspaper drawing, and she brought her to life for the first time on screen when she was cast in The Addams Family way back in 1964. She really paved the way for Christina Ricci to play Wednesday in the 90s, and then most recently Jenna Ortega, who did her own spin on the pop culture icon on Netflix.
Really, talk about leaving a legacy, though, because, I mean, we were obviously watching that iconic little dance that I think everybody had seen, and then Jenna sort of touched on that during the series, and a fan favorite for sure, and it's beautiful to know that after all this time, she really left a lasting legacy, but we do send our love to her family.
Yeah, absolutely. She'll definitely be remembered. It's cool to see how Wednesday's evolved, too, especially with how much it's blown up this last year with the Netflix series, too. It's just everyone has their own take on it, and everyone really just puts their own spin on Wednesday Addams.
Well, hey, baby, we got some baby news. Meghan Trainor announced that she is expecting baby number 2. And of course, she is known for her smash hits, all about that bass, Dear Future Husband, and Made You Look. And Meghan and her husband, Daryl Sabara, who you may remember from Spy Kids movies, and he's still a working actor, they welcomed their first child, a baby boy named Riley, in 2021. And she said that she actually knows the sex of the baby she's pregnant with now, but she is keeping it under wraps, which is her right. She's also releasing a book called Dear Future Mama, a TMI guide to pregnancy, birth, and new motherhood from your bestie. That's out April 25th.
I feel like that's so needed, too. I know there's a million what to expect when you're expecting types of books, but unless you have a best friend or a sister or someone in your life who gives you the real deal about this, I think a lot of people I know say they're very surprised by what happens when you give birth and when you're pregnant. You know, you're the expert in these chairs here.
I would not call myself an expert, but you're absolutely right. You hit the nail on the head. I mean, there is just, it's shocking how little we as women often generally know about that. Like, we know all the big parts, right, about being pregnant, but the stuff that can and does happen to your body, whether it's like your own mental state. There was a point when I was pregnant that I couldn't sleep. I had insomnia, and I thought I was going crazy. Then I find out that it's common for some women who are pregnant, and eventually goes away.
You hear about it toward the end when you're so hot and it's uncomfortable, but yeah, I would never have known that. There's so much you find out. The way you get the scoop is by talking to your friend right after they give birth. Because a few days later, at least, it seems like people, it gets a little fuzzy. You're so happy with your new little bundle of joy. But if you want the real scoop, you got to talk to someone right after they give birth.
I think you're absolutely right, because I can tell you that giving birth is perhaps the most memorable, impactful moment that I've ever experienced, but it would be so hard for me to describe it to you now. I think our mind does us a favor, and we sort of forget a little bit, whether it's to give you a little peace of mind or maybe to get you excited for a potential second pregnancy. But oh boy, I'm glad I don't remember it in such vivid detail anymore, because it was you know, I have my beautiful son, but it wasn't like the best of times either.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, she says she wants all the babies. And at one point, even before she had her first, she was saying she wanted triplets. So get ready, girl. You might have
Meghan.
some more. Okay, Bridgerton fans, you watch the show,
Yes,
right?
I do. I love it.
Oh my gosh, me too. I love it. So we've got some news for you. We're actually losing a character next season. Yep. Phoebe revealed that she will not be appearing in the third season of the show. Season 1 of the smash hit followed Phoebe's character Daphne as the original diamond of the first water as she searched for love in this very popular period drama. But once she got, you know, leg shackled to Simon, played by the gorgeous Regé-Jean Page, and after they sired an heir, he bowed out of the series, but Phoebe came back to season 2 as a minor character. She didn't reveal why she wasn't rejoining, but said that she could potentially be back in the future. She said she's just excited to watch the upcoming season as a viewer.
Wow, I'm surprised. This show has repeatedly made decisions that historically aren't smart, but they work.
Yeah.
They work for the show because the, 2 main characters of the first season, wildly popular, just shooting to stardom.
Oh, yeah.
You know, beautiful people who are talented, and you love to see it. But I think, I have not read the books, but I am told that they also kind of switch it up book to book, like who is the focus?
Yeah, so every season's going to be the focus of a different one of the Bridgerton kids. And the next season's actually going to focus on Colin and Penelope, so Paulin, as you will.
Very nice, very nice.
So I'm looking forward to that because I think that was one of the most interesting kind of relationships that we've gotten little teases of in the previous seasons. I just hate that she's leaving the show, and I hate that Regé-Jean Page left, because I feel like even with her, the way that she, the amount of time she appeared on screen in season 2, can't she just come back and give us that? Can't she do like a week of shooting and pop in and out? Maybe she has a big project that she can't miss it for or something, but I don't know. Not saying this is what happened with her, but I feel like sometimes actors blow up from a certain project or a movie or a TV show, and then they think they're too good for it and don't want to go back to it.
Maybe.
And I don't think that that's what happened with her. It did feel like that's kind of what happened with Regé-Jean Page. There's rumors he was going to play James Bond.
I'd be okay with that.
On if that's going to happen, but I don't know. I just wish that they would, find a way to work it out. Or maybe it's over money. I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows?
But I will tell you what. Am I going to be watching Bridgerton? Yes, I am. And
absolutely.
It's probably going to be like hot and amazing and a good story. Yes, it probably is.
Absolutely. We'll keep watching.
Well, we don't do this very often, but I think this is worth it. We're talking sports, my friends. Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin actually speaking out for the first time after he suffered that cardiac arrest. He collapsed in front of thousands of fans during the game. Everybody talking about it. So scary. After his stay at the hospital with life-threatening injuries, he actually is giving thanks to everyone who helped him along the way during this terrifying experience.
To all the kids who sent me letters and heartwarming gifts, you mean the world to me. You made my day every day. You inspire me to keep dreaming big and to just continue to keep helping making this world a better place.
So after his collapse, the toy drive Hamlin's Chasing M's Foundation raised more than $9 million. And, the original foundation goal was for a few $1,000s to help get kids toys. So he's going to be able to do a lot more for his community.
This is just an amazing silver lining. I mean, it's just horrible what he went through. And, props, of course, to the amazing medical staff that were able to revive him, first of all, which was so deeply important the moment that happened, which I think says a lot about, being aware of CPR, especially when you don't know something like this could happen. But then the recovery process and then helping the community, I mean, you love to see it.
Absolutely. And I think one of the things, and if you should watch the longer version of that video, if you can get online and find it, but he talked about having a higher purpose. He said, my why is my little brother. And I think this just goes to show everybody needs a higher purpose. It gets you through hard times, it gets you through good times. And whether it's, your child or a higher power or your passion in life, you have to have a higher purpose to kind of get you through. So I thought that was a really beautiful thing because statistically he shouldn't have survived this,
right.
And it's another thing too, to kind of hear about his recovery, but to actually watch it and hear the message from himself now that he's ready to talk about, I think it's been a really amazing thing too.
Just beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, well, one of Princess Diana's iconic dresses selling for more than $500,000 at a New York auction. All right, let's take a look at it. So it was the eggplant colored silk velvet dress. and it went for $605,000. Beautiful, just gorgeous, right? About 5 times what it's estimated was worth. And then, yeah, Diana famously wore the dress for both an official royal portrait in 1991 and a Vanity Fair spread in '97, just before she passed away. It last sold for $24,000 back in 1997. Now, talk about inflation. I'll tell you what, an old dress of mine would not be selling for that kind of money.
Our clothes only lose value. It's weird. This made me really happy to know that she was an outfit repeater.
Yes.
She wore it for 2 very big moments. I love an outfit repeating moment. I think even on TV, we try to not wear our outfits too many times. But we're getting to that 1 month mark, so I feel like maybe once a month we can cycle them back or something.
It's good for the environment, girl. It's fine.
It's for the environment. It's for the environment here.
But I will say, like, it is interesting how much more the dress went for. Do you think that maybe it was because of everything that's been going on with Harry's book and even The Crown? I mean, that popular show on Netflix. I feel like these things are creating a source of revenue for people that try to auction these clothes off.
Yeah, I feel like there's never been more interest in the royal family, right? There's just so much has happened. There's tea coming our way every single week, it seems like. So, and looking back at the old pictures of Diana, it just reminded me how much Prince William looks like her, or used to look like her. It's changed a little bit, and I know Harry got a little shady when he was talking about how that changed.
Sure did.
Did you finish Spare, by the way?
So I'll tell you, I'm still listening to it because I like to listen to a couple different audiobooks at once, just depending on the vibe I'm going for. It's been super interesting, but I'm still working on it.
Okay, still working on it, still working on it. Nice. We should do a little book club at some point. I feel like we should get on the same book, same time. Maybe you all can join us too. Let us know on social media if that's something you'd be into, and maybe we can pick a book together.
I'm letting you know. I'm into it.
I'm into it. We vote for it. You let us know if you want to do it too.
All right, coming up, we are checking in with our friends at TMZ to talk about what is popping off in the world of entertainment.
Yep, including an update on Lisa Marie Presley's death and who gets her $35 million in life insurance.
Oof, all right, but first, let's hear a message from our buddy Scott.
The Life and Times of the Temptations is coming to the Paramount Theater from January 24th to February 5th. Ain't Too Proud is the electrifying new smash hit Broadway musical that follows the Temptations' extraordinary journey from the streets of Detroit to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Nominated for 12 Tony Awards and the winner of the 2019 Tony Award for Best Choreography, Ain't Too Proud tells the thrilling story of brotherhood, family, loyalty, and betrayal as the group's personal and political conflicts threaten to tear them apart during a decade of civil unrest in America. See this incredible show while it's here in Seattle at the Paramount Theater for just 2 weeks by visiting stgpresents.org. Now, let's get back to the show.
Hello, hello. It is time to take a look at what is popping in the world of celebrity news.
Yeah, for that, we are bringing in Fabian Garcia from TMZ. Hey, Fabian, how you doing today?
Hey, you guys. How's it going? Thanks for having me.
It's good. So we're hearing a little bit more about, what led up to the death of Lisa Marie Presley. What kind of information can you give us about her health?
There's a lot of information. So first of all, I should say we have a documentary special airing tonight on Fox at 8 o'clock. Talking about a lot of this, but let me hit you with the 2 highlights. Speaking of her health, we broke a story over the weekend. Lisa Marie Presley we're hearing from family sources that she was back on opioids in the months leading up to her death. That is something that she had struggled with in her life in the past, and unfortunately she was back on opioids again. Another factor here that might have potentially played into her death, the fact that she had plastic surgery a couple months leading to the Golden Globes, and she was taking this weight loss medication, which made her lose weight at a drastic rate. 40 to 60 pounds we're hearing over the course of 6 weeks. And if you go back and look at her press interviews during the Golden Globes earlier this month, you'll see that she seemed a little out of it. This is all stuff that nobody really noticed at the time, but going back and looking at it, it seems that she was out of it, and we're hearing that this medication she was taking might have played a factor, not to mention the fact that she was back on opioids. So her cause of death at this point is still undetermined. It's deferred at this point because there are toxicology results that we're waiting for, which could take months to find out. But based on what we're hearing here, it seems like some things are lining up. And in addition to that, if you guys want to talk about money and life insurance and a legal battle that seems to be brewing within her own family, I can talk about that too. There's life insurance money at play here. So before passing away, Lisa Marie Presley had 2 life insurance policies, which totaled $35 million. And once some debts that she owed are paid off, about $30 million of that are going to be put into a trust that she had established in 2010. Here's the problem. Priscilla, her mother, seems to be kind of squaring off with her daughter, Riley, because there was an amendment made to this trust in 2016, swapping out Priscilla as a trustee with Riley. And Priscilla now in legal documents is saying, wait a minute, this looks kind of fraudulent to me. It doesn't look like her signature, because essentially with this trust, Riley would be the main trustee as opposed to Priscilla. So there's a lot going on, and it's just so sad because her death was so sudden and tragic, and now there seems to be more drama on the horizon here.
Wow.
It's really just a tragic situation. And you know, we remember seeing on TikTok those videos of her behaving in kind of, maybe you didn't think twice at the moment, but after the fact. I mean, are these the videos we're referencing when she was walking the red carpet?
Yes, she was having to hold on to people, and she seemed to be kind of slurring her words and just seemed a little loopy. So that's exactly what we're talking about. And just big picture with the Presley family, Elvis obviously dying at a relatively young age. Now his daughter passing away at a relatively young age as well. It's just sad. It's a tragic situation. But like I said, the documentary is airing tonight, 8 o'clock. It's called Lisa Marie Presley, Unending Tragedy. All of this is covered on that and more. People should definitely tune in. It's really good.
Yeah, I just can't get over that number of how quickly she lost that much weight. 40 to
Shocking.
60 pounds in 4 to 6 weeks. Aren't you supposed to lose like 1 to 2 pounds a week? That's
the healthy number.
Wild.
Right. Which again might play into what might have actually taken her life. So we'll find out once those toxicology results are in, but it seems like it's kind of adding up here.
All right, thank you so much. Once again, TMZ investigates Lisa Marie Presley, Unending Tragedy. That is airing tonight, must see, at 8 o'clock on Fox.
Thanks so much, Fabian. We'll talk to you soon.
For sure.
Coming up, we are learning how to make some delicious cocktails and mocktails with the Lodge.
You gotta have balance, you know? We're gonna have a non-alcoholic vanilla ube shrub for a wintry treat. That sounds delicious. We'll be right back.
I'm gonna make your day.
Hey, welcome back. The Lodge at St. Edward is a new hotel, restaurant, and luxury spa in Kenmore with not 1, but 2 bars inside.
Speaking my language, joining us to show off some cocktails, winter recipes. We have Ryan Cisneros, bar manager at the Lodge.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for hanging with us.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, tell us about this landmark building.
Yes, we're going to be coming on 2 years now, May 7th. Yeah, we're in the middle of a state park, St. Edward's Park. Yeah, beautiful space, beautiful space. Was built in the 20s, closed in the 70s, and then reopened. Yeah.
Awesome, and you've got a lot of acreage there, right?
Yeah, yes, it's gorgeous. And 84 rooms, spa, 2 bars, and a restaurant.
Wonderful. And you are showing us a couple of different cocktail options. So talk to us about what you're making today.
Yes, so I'm going to be making a old fashioned, our signature old fashioned, and a mocktail, tasty mocktail.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started with
right into it.
What are we starting with first?
Yeah, so we're going to be making a bourbon old fashioned with a King Cube.
Ooh, you know when you get that one giant ice cube, it's going to be a good cocktail.
Yes, melts very slow so the drink doesn't get too watered down.
Yeah.
We use 4 roses as our standard, but you can sub in a local bourbon. This just works so well with cocktails.
I love the smell of
Yes.
bourbon.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Yes, and then Free Brothers old-fashioned aromatic bitters, Fee Brothers orange bitters, super tasty, and then our own house-made smoked rosemary syrup that we make ourselves.
I have to tell you guys, I was sniffing the rosemary syrup before we started, and it smells so delicious. It's so fresh.
Really beautiful.
So tasty.
Love a homemade syrup. I've never done that before, but
Yeah, absolutely. Give it a little stir so that it all mixes together very nice.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. And then a garnish, rosemary, of course.
nice sprig. That's the other sign
sprig.
when it's going to be a good cocktail.
got
There's
something
fresh
fresh.
herb in it.
Yeah, and this will highlight.
Fire.
Yeah. So we'll highlight the smokiness of the cocktail. Just set it right on
So
top
it's
there.
not just for looks. It does.
Not just for looks.
Oh, that's so interesting.
You taste with your eyes, your nose, and your mouth.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, the non-alcoholic cocktail movement just growing amazingly.
It's exploding. I was actually very surprised by how fast it has grown.
Yeah.
I really had to adapt because that's not actually my normal field. I always work in the alcoholic spirits.
Sure. Yeah.
But it makes sense being in a state park. People are hiking, people are running.
You gotta have your wits about you.
You gotta have your wits about you. You don't want to trip and fall. You don't want to get too sloshed while you're in the woods. There's a lot of roots and overhanging branches and everything like that. And so and people want to be healthier.
Yeah,
as well.
Absolutely. You love it.
Yeah, and that's not to say that alcohol isn't healthy to a point. But so non-alcoholics have exploded, especially at the lodge. So we've had to really like curate and elevate our experience.
Yeah.
So here, we're making a shrub. Do you actually know what shrubs are?
So I Googled it, and I know a little, but I'll tell you, a picture of a shrub is what came up for me first.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so it's an old Southern cocktail mixer. It's essentially sugared vinegar or flavored vinegar. It's really good digestive, so it helps with digestion. It's very, very healthy for like after meals or even before a meal to like really promote your appetite. That sort of thing. So we use, and all of our ingredients are very seasonal. We try to keep things in season. So we're using ube, which is a winter Filipino sweet potato.
Love it.
Madagascar vanilla, a little bit of apple cider vinegar. And
that sounds very good for digestion.
Yes, it's very potent, so you only need a little bit, just an ounce.
And I love the color.
Yes.
They match your nails, Carly.
I guess that's gonna be the one I try.
Gorgeous purple. Just add some ice and some soda is all you need.
Ooh.
Really? Wow, that's beautiful.
You know, you eat with your eyes first, so when you see these things, or I should say drink with your eyes perhaps too.
Beautiful.
I love. Look at that. And I hear there's an interesting story with Tonsorium. It's in a former barbershop of sorts?
Yes, so the building was a seminary school for the Supplician Brotherhood.
Oh.
It's a sect
Priests?
Yes, yes. It was
Wow.
a sect of Catholicism. Yes. So it was a high school boys' school, ran from the 20s to the 70s, and they got their haircut down in Tonsorium.
Interesting.
Yes, it was the official barbershop. Yes.
So talk to us about the vibe of each place, you know, because I feel like it can certainly change depending what you're in the mood for.
Yes. So we have two bars. Upstairs is Father Mulligan's Heritage Pub. A lot brighter. So you get the natural sunlight of the park, the field out there. It's very open air, very easy. Downstairs in Tonsorium, it's a little bit underground. It's kind of like the dark lounge.
Like a
it's very
speakeasy, maybe?
kind of speakeasy, very intimate.
Love.
Yes, a lot more seating space, and we'll have live music there.
Can we taste it?
Please do, please
Cheers,
do.
Mama.
And I actually have a straw, a couple straws for you down here.
Ooh, that's so good.
So you get.
I like how
flavor down.
it's a little milder, you know? It's really
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. You don't want
I
it too
love
sweet,
it.
but you'll get that flavor at the bottom.
Delicious. And
Oh,
a good
yeah.
wintry cocktail. I mean,
Yeah.
it really foots the bill. It is cold today, guys. All right, Ryan, thank you so much. And we have these recipes posted on our website. That is fox13seattle.com/studio13live. All right, thanks again.
Thank you so much.
Yes, coming up,
Yeah.
we are talking TikTok with our social media expert and learning the latest slang.
And this is not a one-way conversation. We want you to join in. We want to hear from you. So come find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube under Studio 13 on Fox.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile.
It's all about the shoulder shimmy, ladies. Welcome back. We are so happy that you're here with us today. I'm Maria Garcia.
Hey, and I'm Carly Henderson. We are talking TikTok today.
Oh.
All right, it is time for TikTok, where we talk about what people are talking about on TikTok.
I love it. It's confusing, but it makes perfect sense,
Yeah.
and that's what we're all about. For that, we're actually bringing in our social media expert, the woman who knows what's up, Justine Baker. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good to see ya.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, what are we talking about today?
Okay, so this first video is of two dogs that love to do impressions. So let's take a look at the video.
What does a lion do? Serious. What does a possum do? Free. Serious, what does a bunny do? Salem, what does a meerkat do? Good job. Salem, what does a kangaroo do?
That's so cute.
So smart. They're so smart.
Dogs are so smart. They're basically toddlers.
Right.
Yeah.
More or less. More or less.
More or less.
You
Maybe
still,
a little bit easier to take care of.
Yeah, it depends
You can
on the
leave them by
day.
themselves.
Honestly, I mean, you still got to clean up after both of them. I do anyway. But this is really amazing to me because I taught my dogs how to shake. End of list.
Yeah.
Same. Mine can barely roll over. That's about it. If it's a treat involved, he might do a little something, but that's about it.
My dog won't do anything for me unless he sees the treat.
He's
He's a different dog. He's a Pomeranian, and he's different than other dogs where he doesn't want to make you happy. He wants to get what he wants. He's still very sweet too, but it's very different having a dog like that.
Pomeranians are fancy.
They are. They're bougie little dogs. They don't walk. They strut.
I love it.
They don't have owners. They have staff.
All right, what is our next video?
The next one is of this lady who made a Spotify rap for her dating in 2022. So let's take a look at that video.
Welcome to my 2022 dating wrapped. If there's one thing about me, I love a PowerPoint and apparently a first date because I went on 18 this year. Where did I meet these men? I met one in the wild. We kissed at a bar on New Year's Eve and things really went downhill from there. Tinder and Hinge split pretty evenly. One from Facebook dating. I 1000% would not recommend that. I would rather ask my father to buy me lingerie than to get back on Facebook dating. How many dates did we go on? Most of these men only made it 1 or 2. Very few made it past to the 3rd date, and the high score was 6 dates.
Whoa.
Okay.
Wow.
Dang, girl. I love the deadpan thing that she's doing, but when she said, I'd rather have my dad buy me lingerie, I lost it. I started cackling. Oh my goodness.
Have you guys ever checked out Facebook dating? Have you seen that pop up as your suggestions?
No.
So it's so awkward because it's typically people you know. So, or one friend off. So I definitely would not use Facebook dating.
Right.
I feel like it'd be super awkward.
Definitely. But we love looking at the data, I think
that's
because we've all had friends who make the same mistakes over and over with the people that they're dating. They're like, I don't know why it's happening. This girl will know everything. She has a PowerPoint. She probably writes down conversation topics. I love it. I love the organization of that.
All right, so we had some visitors at the station today.
Yeah, we did.
Some young kids, some youths with the Storm Academy. Love chatting with them. But we definitely told them that as a part of the show, we tell their parents what the slang words mean. Man, they were about to faint.
They said, don't tell our parents.
But you are going to educate us today.
I am round 2 for TikTok. So the first word we're going to do is say less. Do you know what that means?
Yes, I do.
I understand you don't need to keep going?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
What about face card?
No idea.
No. Okay, so your face card is pretty much someone that's pretty, and you say something like, my face card never declines, as if it's a card.
Oh,
so you
okay.
look great. Face
all
card.
the time.
Yes.
My face card only works at work. Not at home.
Yeah.
PJs immediately.
My face card comes out about an hour before the show. It goes off as soon as I go home.
The next one is dupe. Do you guys know what dupe means?
Yeah, like a cheaper version of an expensive product?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, what about bussin'?
Okay, I feel like I get the vibes on this one. Like when you look really cool or awesome or great.
So bussin' is something, that's good or
sort
it's
of?
great,
Okay.
it's delicious. You can say one of the food items you had for lunch today was bussin'.
Oh.
So it means it was delicious. It was great.
Okay.
Very
This
nice.
is bussin'.
It's bussin'.
I
This
had a
show
bussin'
is
meal
bussin'.
yesterday, for real.
Yes. What about drag?
Never heard of that
Like
one.
you make fun of your friends?
Yeah. Oh, like you drag them.
Yep, so drag is you drag them. And that's just the few words that we had today.
Amazing. Well, we'll have to have you come back and teach us more. This is really fun, actually. I feel like I'm getting an education here. Okay, coming up, I hope you like cute furry creatures because we are bringing the Neko Cat Cafe into Studio 13 Live, so stick with us.
Don't gotta wait today. It's happening all around like sunshine. I wanna see you smile. Take you another mile.
Hey, okay, so what is better than this? Neko Cat Cafe offers people a chance to drink coffee and meet adoptable cats.
Nothing's better, my friend. It is amazing. They have an event coming up for Valentine's Day or Meowentine's Day. And joining us to tell us more are Ray and Leah with Neko Cat Cafe. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. And who's your friend here?
This is Zest. He's very excited to be here. He dressed up in his Meowentine's Day outfit. Where are we going, bud?
Just exploring.
Just hanging out.
Looking around.
Being
this
adorable.
is his first couch. He's been a cafe cat much of his life, so this is new to him.
Aww. So tell us all about Neko Cat Cafe and kind of what inspired the idea.
Yeah, so we have now a location in Seattle and Bellingham, where we have a bunch of kitties, most of whom are adoptable. Zest is one of our permanent residents, so he stays with us as a role model to all the other kitties. Yeah, he's an angel. He's so good.
Such a good boy.
He's so good. I'm so impressed by him.
So well dressed.
He is clearly the calmest, sweetest guy in the whole world, so he's doing great.
How old is he?
He is 1. He's actually been with us since he was 8 weeks old.
So tiny.
An angel, so he's so good. So he's been raised with us. But yeah, we have a bunch of adoptable kitties. In Seattle, we typically have like 15 cats. Bellingham, we often have like 20 to 30 kitties in there. Yeah, and they're all from Regional Animal Services of King County. They're a good little gang. It's a really nice place to come, grab beer, wine, chill with cats. They pair well together.
They sure do. Now, this is a partnership that you guys have with them, though, to make sure that the cats are adoptable and they can come in and visit. Fantastic.
It gives a really nice opportunity for people to get to know the cats, certainly before applying for them. Also, certainly social media-wise, it's really nice if we have a kitty that's struggling to be a little bit more social. It's a really easy way to kind of get the word out about a specific cat that needs a little bit more help. And then also because we have the resources as a shelter partner, we get to spend a lot of time with them and get them comfortable. So yeah, we see a lot of kitties go completely out of their shell while they're with us, which is so nice. It's our favorite thing.
And do the cats stay there all the time, like at night and all the time?
We take out all the cute aesthetic stuff and bring in like fluffy box cat haven in there. We call it Little Kitty Fight Night.
Well, that's a really nice way to kind of get to know a cat too, because if you're thinking of adopting one, sometimes you don't have the time to just relax with them, pet them. It almost seems like you have to make the decision a little bit quickly. So it seems like a good way to kind of vibe with the cat.
Yeah, and it's a nice thing too. I mean, we've seen a lot of like colony rooms pop up at shelters and stuff, especially locally. So it's been so lovely to find out that that's a really wonderful way to do it and kind of get to know their personalities, see how they act with other kitties too. Yeah, we get a chance to know them really, really well before we communicate information about them to adopters.
And you even we were just watching a moment ago some videos of your social media. So is that something that you post so people can kind of get inspired to come visit?
Yes, totally. And honestly, it's been very, very fun. When I got to take that over a couple years ago, about a year ago now-ish. And it's been incredibly fun to do totally absurd things with our cats, because being in the cat room and talking to people all day long, we get a chance to tell a lot of silly jokes about the cats. And so getting to bring that online and finding like a presence of people all over the world that have been super lovely and really want to get to know the kitties has been so fun. It's been the neatest little community.
And before we go, you have a Valentine's Day event?
Oh, yeah, totally. So on Meowentine's Day, I mean, nothing.
Official name change.
Yes, exactly. Cats very much pair well with Valentine's Day. So yeah, Zest is wearing his best Meowentine's bow tie. We love pink more than anything else. We love love more than anything else. So it's a great option to come snuggle with the kitties and do a little date night with them.
That's so fun. That's a great idea.
All right.
Ray and Leah, thank you so much for coming. And thanks to Zest also.
Being a gentleman.
His big break.
So if you guys want more information on Neko Cat Cafe, you can visit our website, fox13seattle.com/Studio13Live. And coming up, we are getting the scoop on the best wines for Valentine's Day.
And Galentine's Day, which is my personal favorite. And then later on, we are joined by Chef Bobby, who's going to be cooking up a lot of goodness. We'll be right back.
I'm gonna make your day.
Hey, it is time for Seattle Sips, and today we are talking wine.
Yes, we are having a lot of fun today, guys. Thank you so much for visiting with us. We are joined by Mark McNeely, winemaker and owner of Mark Ryan Winery, and executive chef Bobby Moore with Bees on Main and Barmore. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Welcome.
Nice to see you.
These are our first repeat guests, too.
We love them.
You guys must have killed it the first time. The people demanded it. You're back.
Really good.
So you're teaching us about some dishes that you can make at home, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we've got Bobby that's doing some great stuff over here.
Yeah,
for,
but we are
Biz on Main
talking,
and Barmore.
we're talking wine first, so let's talk about some amazing options here as we are nearing Valentine's Day.
As we're nearing Valentine's Day, we have our Lonely Heart Cabernet that we're releasing. This is our reserve Cabernet. We release it every year at the beginning of February, kind of coincide with Valentine's Day. And we're actually showing the 2020 vintage. It's 100% cab, all from Quintessence Vineyard on Red Mountain.
Beautiful.
And I have a bottle open. We might get to that in a little bit.
Ooh, I think that sounds amazing. Now, something that I just love about you guys is that you both really want to make both wine and beautiful food accessible. Talk to me about why that's so important to you.
It just, you know, I love, Bobby and I are doing a winemaker dinner at his restaurant, Biz on Main, in March. And that'll kind of work into Washington Wine Month, which is a really big deal here in Washington State, and maybe even outside of Washington State. Yeah. But we make the wines and we present them to Bobby, and he comes up with a great menu. And so we were really looking for that great balance and how they will go with great foods.
Awesome. And tell us about the Lonely Heart tasting flight.
So we have a tasting flight at our tasting room in Woodinville and Walla Walla. We're doing 2015, 2017, and the current release, 2020.
Okay.
So you can come to the tasting rooms and try all 3 of those wines.
Okay, and what's sort of the difference in the different years, taste-wise?
Every year it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Mother Nature gives us something different every time.
Leave it up to Mother Nature.
So you definitely get, you know, we want a similar style and approach, but all the wines are slightly different.
That's awesome.
By design.
Now, a thing that I just really am loving right now is that, of course, Valentine's Day, you know, if you're booed up, that's fantastic, but it's also your favorite day for Galentine's Day. Talk to me about why it's so great for people to kind of like meet up, girlfriends, to just enjoy your beautiful wines.
Absolutely. Well, great bars and restaurants, or even at home. It's just a great time to get together and share wine and drink wine together. It's a lot more fun that way.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Well, shall we share some together
I think
here?
so.
Are we going to fire this up? I know you're a fan.
That's my favorite. Tell us real quick a story behind this because I just love it.
So this is our Lewin Sparkling Chardonnay. The artist is a guy named Kyler March. He's a great guy. He designed this label for us. It's my 2 daughters, Lucia and Olivia, riding on the back of that little sparrow.
Beautiful.
I love that.
Right there, which is cool. And it's sparkling Chardonnay. It's very approachable, very easy. I think you can find this at Bobby's restaurants.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Ooh, I
was like,
love
should
that
I close
sound.
my eyes while this is happening?
No, beautiful.
Bobby, you want some?
Of course.
Of course.
Chef drinks first, is that right?
I think that's the rule.
That's a good new
You
rule.
want to keep that guy happy.
Cheers.
Cheers to
Oh, I
you.
love how light these glasses are, too.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Chef.
Cheers, chef.
Cheers.
You too. Great to be here with you.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That is so yummy.
Could be a little colder, but it tastes
Still,
pretty
it's
good.
delicious. And you know, we're talking wine right now, but we're also going to be talking food. Now, before we go to break, talk to us about what you're going to be making.
Okay, so we're celebrating Valentine's Week. Starts February 11th through the 19th for us at Biz on Main. And so I'm going to do a dish that's going to be on the tasting menu that we are going to be featuring that whole week. And so it's going to be a pan-seared ahi with some roasted beets, some beautiful red beets, and some roasted cipollini onions, and some Brussels sprouts. And then I made this beautiful little beet sauce that we'll drizzle around. And then I'll show you how to make little creme fraiche hearts.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, very fancy.
Some of those words I don't know what they mean, but when I go to restaurants, I know. I think I'm going to like it.
Yeah,
Creme fraiche
absolutely.
hearts.
Creme fraiche hearts.
All right. Well, a big thank you to Mark McNeely, winemaker, owner of Mark Ryan Winery. And, you know, coming up, we're going to get to cooking. It's going to be amazing.
Yes, we can't wait to try all the good stuff. You guys are going to be showing off the hottest dishes just in time for V-Day right after the break. Stick with us.
I'm gonna make your day.
Hey, welcome back. It is time for Emerald City Eats, and today we are joined by Executive Chef Bobby Moore, owner of Biz on Main and Barmore in Bellevue.
Yes,
Hello.
and Mark is still hanging out with us too,
Yeah.
right?
Can't get rid of me.
Never. We would never want to. We are talking about Valentine's Day because, yes, we need to start making our plans, y'all. And I
Yes.
know for you especially, you know, the days that you're open don't necessarily coincide with Valentine's Day, so you're changing it up.
Right, for Barmore, which is 2 doors down from Biz on Main, we're Wednesday through Saturday, 4 to close. But for that week, we're opening up on Tuesday since it's Valentine's Day and such. And since the bar is so beautiful, and you've got to come and drink some champagne, drink some of this beautiful bubbles, and have some oysters.
Well, we can definitely vouch for the bubbly.
Yeah. So talk to us about this beautiful dish that you're going to be teaching us about.
Sure, sure. So this is oysters and sausage that we do. On the menu, it's a love letter to La Comptoir, which is a place that Mark and I vacationed in 2019.
In Paris,
in
we should
Paris.
Yeah. Very,
so
very
fancy.
cool.
I've never been to Paris.
Oh my God, you have to go.
I love it. I'm obsessed.
You have to go. And so this place, they did sausages with their oysters. I've never seen that done anywhere.
Me neither.
It just blew my mind. And then you eat them and you're like, oh my God,
at the same time, or like?
Yeah, a little oyster, a little sausage, a little bubbly, just do, the trifecta.
Little snacks.
And then, so I have some fresh local oysters here that I'm just going to shuck. And so I wanted to show you at home how to shuck the oyster, although you come see me at Bar More and I'll shuck them for you.
Yeah.
But we have a nice little oyster shucker here, red for Valentine's Day. And then what I do is I'll make with the towel, kind of roll it up so that this hinge right here is kind of popped up.
Okay.
I'll put this over because a lot of people will shuck and they'll shuck their hand.
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah,
oh my
so
gosh.
just dig in there, pop that up, right, gently, and then just slide right over the top of that muscle right there. And then there's always a little bit of shell you just want to kind of get out, and then you just pop that muscle, boom, it's done. A lot of times in restaurants, if they flip them, it's because they might have poked it or it doesn't look quite right.
Oh, yeah?
So I like to serve the oysters in their natural state of how they were in the shell.
Now, as a chef, I have to ask you, do you like a mignonette sauce or just Tabasco?
Well, I personally, like, it's like my mood changes what wine I'm going to drink. It's like, this is a classic mignonette right here with shallot, which I think is fantastic. I also, just a little lemon on it sometimes is just right.
A little acid.
Yeah, and I know people go crazy out there with strawberry mignonettes and all those kinds of things, and that's fun, but I really, essentially, I want to taste that oyster and the minerality of the oyster and the ocean. That's my
And how do you want people to feel when they come visit you at both of your locations?
Well, how do I want them to feel? I want them to feel hungry. I guess.
Hungry.
I'll
what can they expect?
I'll say taken care of.
Oh,
yeah, taken care of, because you're coming into our restaurant, into our house, and we want you to be able to relax and let us do all the work for you.
Wonderful.
That sounds pretty good.
Let's get cooking.
All right.
Yeah.
So, burner's on. I've got some cipollini onions that I actually just kind of braised in a pan with a little bit of veg stock. And cooked them down. I cooled them off, so before the show today, I was able to just bring them, and they're pretty close to being cooked. We just need to basically heat them up. Okay.
And the veg stock just gives it a lot more flavor, I'm guessing?
It makes it to where it doesn't dry out. Yeah, to where it doesn't dry out and burn.
I've never heard of a cipollini onion.
So, really?
Yeah.
This is a little Italian onion. They are so good. They're packed full of flavor. And so we've got them going there. And then we're going to throw in some Brussels sprouts.
Yum.
And I just kind of put them down like that. And the Brussels sprouts add a nice little flavor right now.
Isn't it fun to see how much Brussels sprouts have gone from being this dreaded food when we were younger to being so
popular,
fancy and high level? I'll always order Brussels sprouts if it's on the menu now.
Yeah. We have them on the menu, and it's we fry them, and then we toss them in white cheddar cheese, and then drizzle them with just a little bit of maple syrup.
Oh my God,
That's how you
that
make
sounds so good.
I
definitely need to come in and see
do it. Now, how do you make them smell good? I don't know about that.
Give and take, give and take.
Yeah, right. So I just have a beet that I braised, and I braised this beet in orange juice and water and aromatics.
Ooh.
And so I'm just going to cut that beet up like that, and then just let this heat up and get some nice caramelization on it. We're going to hit it with a little bit of salt, like so.
Cooking looks so easy when everything's already prepared.
I was just thinking, man, you're going to inspire a lot of people today.
Yeah, right? And then this is a sauce that I made by sauteing some shallots and some garlic. And then I threw in some of the cooked beets and then deglazed that with a little bit of white wine, cooked it down a little bit, and then I pureed it in my Vita Prep. And so here's the sauce.
Beautiful.
And I just love it because it's that really nice, beautiful, pinkish, reddish color that just really just screams Valentine's Day. And so we're gonna saute that up a little bit. We're getting some nice color.
I love the flip.
While you're doing that, I'm
the
going to pour
flip.
some wine that might go really well with this.
Ooh, I love that idea.
And then I'll plate this up.
Beautiful. Now, something that I really just adore as you're cooking this, you know, pretty straightforward. Obviously, at your establishments, it's a whole event, right? You celebrate, you're in this beautiful space, but you're inspiring people to slow down and cook at home. Talk to me about the importance of that.
Well, I mean, it's very important. For me, I have 2 boys that grew up learning how to cook, and you especially want to teach them how to cook breakfast so that you can sleep in.
Yeah, that's a pro-parenting tip right there.
That is a great tip. I love it.
All right, let's see. So what we're going to do is, oops, now we're gonna heat that pan up, and I'm just gonna hit it with a little bit of oil, which I have right here, and then we're gonna sear up that ahi.
Beautiful.
Shake that on there. And then, so we have this beautiful, look how beautiful that is.
It's gorgeous.
It's like white and green and reds.
Bob.
It really is. So I'm just gonna kind of drizzle some of this, right?
Oh my gosh,
Thank
that
you.
sauce.
That's a beautiful
is just
sauce
perfect.
to be perfect with the ahi. Got that
All
ahi
right,
in
now
there.
while you're doing that, we have about 30 seconds, so I definitely want to be able to try a little bit of this delicious food that you have been making. We have beautiful wine that's going to go really well with it, but just really just fantastic ideas.
Hearts.
Beautiful hearts!
Hearts.
And you guys have an event coming up. Tell me about that.
We do. Mark and I are partnering up at Bees on Main March 2nd to celebrate Washington Wine Month. And then after that dinner, we'll be featuring a few more local winemakers and just really celebrating the great wines coming out of the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you for joining us, everybody.
There it is.
Don't gotta wait today. It's happening all around, like sunshine through the clouds. I'm gonna make your day.